Hello everyone, it is Farya Faraji, and I just wanted to thank all of you for the 1,100 subscribers. It is an absolutely insane number to have reached. I never wanted this in the first place. I never sought it in the first place. I just, started posting random music that I did as a side hobby during the August of 2020 in the midst of COVID because I had nothing else to do like many other people. And, people began tuning in. And really, I've been sort of doing this for a year and a half mostly, not really since COVID. It's been for a year and a half that I've been uploading very frequently. And, after such a short amount of time to reach 100,000 when so many YouTube channels who are far more talented than me, really work hard and they don't even get near that, it does feel a little bit undeserved to some degree. But I think that is a testament to the beauty of ethnic music, of authentic traditional and historical music. Because, none of what I do on this channel, I've got like 5 or 6 songs on this channel that are balls to the wall, just creative and have no basis in history or tradition. Unfortunately, Sons of Mars is one of them. I don't really like that song that much. It's just something that I wrote, and it's really not representative of what I try to do on this channel. The ones that I'm really proud of, the ones that really drip with ethnic research, with culture, the ones like Bulgaroktonos, like Seljuks and everything. And of course, the ones where I actually the Songs of the World playlist where I perform in an authentic manner, or at least try as much as I can to be authentic, the music of certain cultures. These are the ones that really are the raison d'être of my channel. And I think people have really responded to that. Recently, in the last 10, 20 years, there really has been a big surge of interest in neo-pagan, neo-medieval, neo-folk music, this sort of what I call pseudo-historical music. And I don't mean pseudo in a because I like that sort of music. I don't want it to sound like I'm disparaging this kind of music, but the whole Warjuna kind of sound where it has no basis in historical or ethnic reality, right? It's not even like tied to Scandinavian tradition. It has nothing to do with Scandinavian tradition. They started to do throat singing because it sounded cool. They started playing the tagal harpa, even though it's not a Scandinavian instrument, because it sounded cool. It was a purely creative sort of process for their artistic vision. They wanted to invent basically a new soundscape for emerging modern paganism, which created very beautiful music. And similarly, before my epic Iranian series of music on YouTube, most like Iranian themed music on YouTube was that kind of music where I call it Orientalist music. It's the desert level sound music where it's clearly Western composers who, they have no idea what Iranian music is. They don't really even have an idea of what actual Middle Eastern music is, but they're more doing that sort of Hollywood desert level sound, which is actually a very enjoyable sound. But some of these songs, there's an Armenian duduk, there's an Indian sitar, and they're just like throwing a mush of things that vaguely sound Oriental to them, and they're just going for something that just sounds vaguely good to them, which gives a very good musical result, musically. But in terms of cultural representation, they're as good a representation of Iranian culture and music as me going, Mamma mia, pizzeria, is a representation of Italian culture. It's a bit stereotypical. And I really like that sort of music. However, the surge that they have found brought them to such a place where I feel like they have begun to utterly and completely supersede the actual real traditions. Nowadays, a lot of people believe, this whole throat singy kind of Viking soundtrack sound to be the actual historical music of the Norse. That's a problem. The existence of this style of music is not the problem. The fact that people believe it to be the historical sound is the problem. This, pseudo Middle Eastern sound, that sounds really good. The problem is a lot of people, millions of people watching these videos, they watch them and they think, oh, I love Middle Eastern music. What beautiful, authentic Middle Eastern music. I was like, it's absolutely not. This is a Westerner's impression of how Hollywood thinks Middle Eastern music sounds. I feel like we've gone so far at some point in this whole, let's just go crazy with folk and traditional music and let's, not set any boundaries, and authenticity is just a prison. And I disagree with that. Authenticity holds a lot of beauty in it. There are beautiful sounds if you just keep things traditional as they were. And I guess my metaphor is it's completely fine to keep developing new crazy ice cream flavors, triple chocolate brownie and Oreo and everything. But let's not lose sight of the classic chocolate flavors. Sometimes you just want a classic, good old homemade, well, not homemade, but classic, old-fashioned chocolate flavored ice cream. And I want both to exist at the same time. And my feeling, when I started posting music on YouTube was really that this whole pseudo-historical, pseudo-Middle Eastern, pseudo-Arabic, pseudo-Iranian, pseudo-Viking kind of music really started taking a lot of too much precedence, to the point where it was completely erasing the very awareness of the original forms of music. And I thought that was a shame. And thankfully, I think what my channel has shown, what the very quick acquisition of subscribers on my channel has shown, is that there definitely is a thirst for authentic music. There's a thirst to know what the actual music of ancient Greece was like. There's a thirst to hear actual Iranian music, and not just, a Westerner, doing the desert level kind of sound. And so, if I have gotten so many subscribers this fast, it has nothing to do with me or my genius or anything. I'm not some Hans Zimmer genius. I'm not some creative, incredible guy. I just copy already existing folk music and traditional music very well, I think, and I filter them accurately enough that people, feel the authenticity in it and therefore vibe to it. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy that people are interested in this channel, because it really warms my heart to see that there definitely is an interest for authentic traditional music, and not just always hearing things that are hyper augmented with 10,000 Hans Zimmer orchestral strings and super big epic choirs and everything. Sometimes a good old just ancient Greek or Greek instrumentation does the job, and I'm happy that people are very, very much thirsting for that. They're thirsting for that. Other than that, what is next for the channel? From now on, I will be working much more, collaborating much more with different artists. You've heard many of them on many of my different songs. I don't always play all the other instruments, bagpipes. I'm never the one playing them. For example, in Belisarius, it's a very talented Cretan musician, Dimitris, who played the bagpipe amazingly. I gave him the basic melody and told him just breathe a Greek island kind of thing into it, and he did wonderfully, because my God, people have loved this song, and it's all thanks to him, all credits to him. I really did nothing. It's the beauty, the power that he brought into that bagpipe. And so I'm going to be working a lot more with other musicians, because I really want this channel to be a library, a celebration of all the diversity of world and historical music. And so I'm going to be collaborating much more from now on in the following weeks, because I don't want to just sing everything. I would like this channel, even though now it's called Farya Faraji and it's kind of too late to change the name, I don't want it to be just Farya Faraji. I want there, because I can sing in a variety of different voices and everything, but at the end of the day, let's say I want those Balkanic, that white voice, Slavic vocal of Ukraine and the Balkans and everything. I can't do it by myself, right? And so I'm going to be collaborating with actual Balkan vocalists, getting their voices in there, Romanian vocalists. I'm going to bring in Turkish artists. They're going to play the Qanun very beautifully, So I really want to broaden sort of this channel and really bring in the expertise of far more talented musicians than I am from those traditions, so that they can really breathe the authentic life into all those compositions and arrangements and songs. And in that regard, I'm thinking of maybe opening up a Patreon, and I'm really not sure about it, because I've always been kind of like there's YouTubers who get 500 subscribers, and it's like, I have a Patreon now, support me on Patreon. And I don't know, I just feel weird about it, that people would support me. At the same time, of course, I would have to pay those musicians, I have to pay for more instruments. So if I get a bit of monetary support, it could definitely help, but I'm not sure yet. I don't want to, because I don't know, I feel like people have been asking me if I have a Patreon ever since I had 10,000 subscribers, and my answer has always been, I don't think I've earned it yet. I feel like you have to earn your Patreon. You have to really build something big enough to earn it. And I don't know, is 100,000, I don't feel like I've just, I don't know, I don't know if this is all enough. What I've accomplished so far is enough for me to go oh yeah, I believe I am worthy of being supported financially. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I am yet. I think there's a certain pretension that comes with the idea that I am so awesome that, I just assume people would want to support me financially. So I'm very uneasy about the whole Patreon idea. I'm not sure if I'm going to open it yet. It's a possibility because obviously it will help, because the thing is, you have to understand, I work really hard on my music, and I think something that a lot of people have noticed is what differentiates my music from a lot of other musicians that do sort of historically themed music and everything. I don't just use VST digital keyboards and just do generic orchestral sounds. I really want to go for, I buy actual ancient Greek instruments, actual ancient Roman instruments. I pay actual Balkan, instrumentalists and vocalists and everything, and I'm going to be doing that even more. And so obviously it takes a little bit of, and I can do it already kind of, but of course with monetary support, I would be able to push better stuff faster. So I don't know. I'm going to think about it. Maybe I never will open a Patreon because again, I'm not a corporate guy or anything. I just want to chill and bring cool music to everybody. But anyway, yeah. Thank you everybody for your support and your love, and yeah, let's celebrate world and historical music together. For let's get to 200,000. Let's see. Maybe I'm gonna plateau here. I don't really care. Doesn't matter. When I had 6,000 subscribers, I was over the moon. So this is more than I ever would have asked for, anyway. But if there's interest for more, then let's see if we get to more. Goodbye.